From retro to next gen, we've got it all. I'm George, a Gen X grown-up, and this is Bit by Bit. Here's a quick bit from ShepherdExpress.com all about some upcoming local events in the Milwaukee area that are game related. And the only reason why I wanted to show you this is because way down here near the bottom there's Gardens Gear Steampunk Fair. But right here, April 4th through the 6th, this upcoming weekend, if you're watching this video on day of release, the Midwest Gaming Classic. And the reason why I'm highlighting this, GenXGrownUp is going to be there. Yes, I was able to get John on a last-minute booking with the folks over at Allen One, so he will be at their booth doing some videos of some of their new systems and going around the convention and seeing what's there. We've been trying to get out to the Midwest Gaming Classic for a couple of years now, and we finally made it happen. So April 4th through the 6th, if you happen to be in the Milwaukee area, down at the Baird Center on Wisconsin Avenue, check out the Midwest Gaming Classic and GenXGrownUp. Once again, our good friends over at TimeExtension.com have brought us some Evercade news. The new Evercade Showcase, which is going to be highlighting Volume 3, or it is Volume 3, I'm not really sure, takes place on March 31st. If you're watching this video day of release, that is tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. And the reason why it's notable is because they're going to be highlighting a whole bunch of new NeoGeo products, which is a really great franchise for them to partner with. I can't wait to take a look at this. It's going to be over on the Evercade YouTube channel, so make sure you set like a little notification, although, you know, half the time YouTube never really notifies me anyway, so make sure you're around your device at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific for the Evercade Showcase Volume 3. And here's a musical bit from Decuraza.ar, and I think the AR might mean Argentina based on some of the words that are here that are definitely not English. I'm assuming some kind of Portuguese, Spanish, something like that. I don't really know. But the reason why I was interested in this article is there is a new album being released by the Atom Music Project that highlights and features Mike Tyson's boxing Punch-Out game as its inspiration. So they've got a whole video here, and you can see there's definitely some actors inspired from the Mike Tyson Punch-Out game. They've got a list of the different songs that are on the album here, and a lot of these songs are inspired by other retro video games as well, and you can listen to some really loud and incredible heavy metal music. Now, heavy metal's not my particular taste, but boy, if you're a fan of retro video games, it's always nice to find these cool musical inspirational songs out there. I mean, from the days back with Pac-Man Fever all the way up till now, artists are creating stuff about things that they love, and I think this is great. I mean, they just released this album. It just dropped. They've got 60 songs under their belt already. I don't know how many are on this album so far. Look at it. There's 12 songs on this EP. That's really a good deal. So I would absolutely head over, check out the links, and see if you can grab yourself a copy of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out heavy metal soundtrack. All right, here's a blogging bit from defark.homeip.net. This is an article talking about the Amiga 600, the Amiga that no one wanted, obviously by the title. I found this through Hackaday, which had a brief little summary of this article, and normally I would just highlight that. But this article is so well researched and in depth that I just wanted to bring you the article directly. So I'll make sure I have the link in the description as always, but my goodness, this thing has every detail you can imagine that somebody would look up and find and expound upon. Stuff about what was wrong with the 600, it versus the 500 at the time, the Amiga 300 little bit there. I mean, all about the data technology, which of course the 600 was a repackaged 1000, which was already like 6 or 7 years old at that point. Graphics issues, how it could have been better. I mean, just look at this. This is really well done, well researched, well written. It's probably a good 10 or 15 minute read, but I think it's well worth it. So if you haven't found out about Dave Farquhar, I think is how you might say his name, in the past, I'm definitely going to be checking out his blog a little bit more. This is a really well done article. You should absolutely go check it out. And here's a retro gaming hardware bit from the shorenewsnetwork.com. This gentleman is talking about the Intellivision II's PiRTO, or PiRTO. I'm not really sure how to say it. They're saying it's a must-have multi-cart. It's really kind of interesting. So he goes into it. He shows his collection here. There's a quick little description of why he likes this device so much. It's a USB flash multi-cart. Lets him enjoy his favorite Intellivision games, so on and so forth. Here's an image of what I assume is that multi-cart. And the reason why I say assume is because there's nowhere in any of his pictures that he shows the multi-cart actually in his Intellivision II. He just shows, playing the games and whatnot, and goes into a little bit about its description and how it makes it easy for him to play his games without having to take them out of the box and possibly damaging the cartridges or the labels getting peeled or stickiness being lost. It is a great idea. I never had an Intellivision II. I did have an Intellivision 1 and still do. The other thing is there's no link here to a purchase location or anything, so you're going to have to do a little bit of Google research, I think, to find this on your own. But I will link this article in the description so you can get a little bit more information to decide if this multi-cart, the PiRTO 2, is worth it for you. And here's another bit of retro gaming hardware news from wololo.net. They've got a review of the EverDrive N8 Pro and the N8 Pro Fami. Now, these are flash carts for your Nintendo Entertainment System and the Famicom. We've got the features here of the Pro NES and the Pro Fami. You can read through these because I'll have the link to this article in the description as always. We've got some cool videos over on YouTube that show some unboxings of these cartridges, these flash carts that you can use to load up all your games on the systems. And then he goes through a really detailed list of the pros and cons for these systems. Colors, compatibility, setup and updating, which is easy, build quality, the operating system. He lists here as a pro, but then later on he kind of lists it also as a con. And I think from this image here you can kind of understand why. It's a little lacking in a couple of areas, I guess you would say. One thing that he points out, not just here, ROM, same sets, but the USB, apparently it's micro USB, and he's thinking that GXG, who is selling these, might just be trying to sell out current inventory until he can move up to USB-C. Once he does, there is an FDS button that, unless you have the top load NES, like if you have the original NES where it loads into the front, you might have a hard time pressing that button. And then he goes in here. This is the part about where he didn't like the design about the OS. He's got some final thoughts. And most helpfully, he has some purchase links down here for the Pro Fami, the Pro NES, and even Bitbox, which is pretty cool. I think he's got it all covered here for you. So if you are a Nintendo Entertainment System fan or a Famicom fan, these flash carts could really be worth your while. And I think you should read this article. It's a great detailed investigative description and like kind of a review almost of these different cartridges. Definitely check it out. That's going to do it for the news making headlines in the gaming world right now. I am George, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep on bringing you the news bit by bit.